Hello, happy Monday. Thank you for joining me. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I am here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Thanks for joining me. We are going to continue on the little hedgie wall hanging. So there he is right there. So we worked on this on Friday for Finish It Friday. Finish It Friday is the first Friday of the month. We work on something that's outside of our normal project, something that we don't have done yet. And I worked on this a little bit this weekend too, and I thought I'd just continue. I'm kind of on the hit of working on the binding. So we're gonna do the binding a little bit more tonight, and then tomorrow we'll jump back into our charming chevrons quilt. So thanks for joining me. I'll show you guys how far I got over the weekend. I did do a little bit of the binding over the weekend, and I put a tag in. Thanks for the reminder to throw a tag in there too, and I'll show you that. And yeah, I'm just stoked to keep stitching on this. And so thanks for joining me again. I'm gonna flip you around. We'll get started tonight. All right, so here he is. I'm gonna lift you guys up really high. So, all right, this is the full quilt. It's a wall hanging, and so I've started the binding, so you guys can tell. We sewed the binding on Friday, and then I'm hand stitching it to the back. So I have about the lower half done. So it's just like a tiny little spark of red to kind of go with his little nose there. So we're gonna just keep going. I finished 2 corners, so I have 2 mitered corners. I'm sure we'll get to the next one tonight. Oh, and here we go. Here I got the little penguin and fish tag in there, so I'll show you guys that. Coming back down here. Hello, everyone. All right, there's my little tag. I almost forgot to put them in. Oh, who reminded me? Someone reminded me to put it in, and I was like, oh yeah, man, I always forget that. So I stitched him in, and now I'm just going to continue tonight. Continue with more stitching. So I do have a little bit of thread left on here. You know, I'm stitching with this blue, which normally I wouldn't do. Normally I would stitch with the color that would match the background, but I'm saving all my red thread for the charming chevrons quilt. Because I'm going to need a whole pile of red for the back of that. So a couple of you told me that I'm doing this like upside down and backwards, which is just funny. This is the way that I've always done quilt bindings. I guess some of you do it this way where you flip up the piece and then you work this way. I always have like the binding towards the top, not the bottom when I work on it. So that's kind of funny. It was about, some of you guys said that you do this way, some of you do it the other way. I find this way, well, I'm just more used to it, but I find it more comfortable for me, but that's just probably because I'm more used to it. I like my hand going over the top. Oh, Sue, you do it this way? Oh. Yeah, you know, it didn't occur to me to do it another way. Until you guys said that, oh, you're doing it backwards for me. Oh yeah, well, exactly. So that's kind of what I thought too, Bonnie. The blue jeans, it goes with the blue thread goes with the blue jeans, and you know, I used it for all the quilting and stuff too. So I thought it's fine. And I have a ton of blue. I bought some blue thread when we were working on the Splendid Sampler, which is also not done yet. So I have some extra blue thread, so I need to use it up. Thanks, Julie. Yeah, I'm excited about the miters. I think I did the miters, the corners, really well compared to usual. I was thinking about how you guys are saying you want the like bishop's hat instead of the pig's nose. So I'll kind of show you. I didn't look that up, but I think I know what you guys mean by that. So here's my nice I think it's nice. My little mitered corner there, I got a little pucker in there, but the point is nice. So you can see that the point is going in one way, and then it's going in on the opposite side on the back, and that kind of makes this nice point at the top. So we'll do that. Like if I would flip them both the same ways, then it would be a little bit flatter and it would look like the pig's nose, right? So right now it's looking like the bishop's hat versus the pig nose. We'll make a pig nose on the next one. I'm guessing we'll get there. Speedy stitching and we'll get up there. So I'm doing kind of the stitch where, like, now I'm coming up in the binding right here, so I'm going directly across into the actual quilt, and then I'm making just a stitch and then coming back up in the binding again. And that's my stitch. So I'm just pulling it from the front. We sewed it on the front, and I'm just flipping it over to the back here. Oh, I did it! Your mitered corners, no pig noses. Yep, I had never thought about that before, and I'm sure I've made a lot of pig noses, but then when you guys mentioned that, the pig noses, I'm like, pig noses? Oh, I bet you it's that whole, the corner, which way to flip it and stuff. So when I got to the corners, I was trying to make it look like a pig nose, and sure enough, looks like a pig nose. So it naturally went the right way. And then the second one, it wanted to be the pig's nose, so I had to kind of backtrack and tuck it in the opposite way. And so we'll see what happens when we get to the next miter. I'm assuming we'll get that far. I'd like to get that far. I couldn't resist. I worked on this a little bit on Sunday, yesterday, and I wanted to keep working on it. Ooh, I also cleaned my sewing machine, and I did not figure out the feed dogs. So I've been trying to get my feed dogs to lower, and I took like the whole bottom, I took the bottom plate off so I could see. Oh, Patricia, I'm using blue thread instead of red because I'm saving all my red thread for the back of my Charming Chevrons quilt. So I'm just using this just because I'm saving all the red. I'm saving all the red. All right. Oh, I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the webinar is tomorrow. So I am doing, if you guys aren't getting my emails, I'm doing a webinar tomorrow with Sulky. So Sulky, they make threads, and they also make that stick and stitch fabric that I love, like for embroidery, the Sulky stick and stitch, which used to be the Sulky Fabrisalvi. And they're doing this webinar with C&T Publishing, who makes the craft text paper, and I worked on one of the projects for their book that they made a couple of years ago, and I'm showing how to do that project on the webinar tomorrow. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, so that's 1 p.m. my time, I'll be showing you the process of that little the little pouch, and I have it here, I think arm's length away. So I'll be showing how to make this little pouch out of craft text. So this is that craft text paper that you can like paint, you can sew with it, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with it, and you know, I've crumpled it a little bit to make it look leathery, kind of like a white like leather. And then we have a little lining in there and stuff too. So I'll show you guys the process of making this whole thing tomorrow during the webinar. So I hope you guys come. You do have to sign up on the Sulky webinar page. So I do have that link in my emails. Oh, and I do have a link here as well in this Facebook post. So you just have to sign up, and I think they asked, have you ever been to one of the webinars before or not? And they send you like the link to get into the webinar then. So you'll have to check the email tomorrow and then click that link. And there's going to be a bunch of freebies and some other just like fun tips and tricks and all that. And if you can't make it, they have the replay up like forever. So you can watch it again, but you do still have to type your name in to the thing to watch it. So that's tomorrow. It's all over the phone actually, Gretchen. So I'll be right here, and the whole thing will be over the phone. So it'll be audio, and then I've taken a bunch of photos of the process. So I'll be walking you guys through the process, and they'll be showing some other things made out of the craft text and stuff too. All right, I have like just not enough thread, so I don't know. If you guys have a better way of ending a thread for binding, I just kind of make another little loop, and then I just go up into the binding and tie a knot. I don't know. I don't have a good strategy for ending my thread or starting a thread really, other than like let's hide it in the binding. So I'm just gonna tie a little knot here. Oop, lost the thread too. Oh, you received my email and then one from Sulky today. Looking forward to it. Awesome, Linda. Yay. So I'll have one last little reminder email going out tomorrow if you guys just if it slips your brain, which I'm sure if it was me, I would totally. There's so much going on. But yeah, so I'll have one more reminder going out, and I'm guessing that they'll have an email with the link and everything in too to get in. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm just imagining it that it's all you guys there, and then I won't be so nervous. Because if it's just you guys, then that's nice. Then it's our nice little time. Quilting knot needle, go back into the hole and tug, the knot gets buried. Okay, so quilting knot needle, that's that one like a French knot, right? I'm gonna have to look that up again. Oh, you have it on your calendar at work. Nice, Lucy. Yeah, and again, I know it's like in the middle of the day, which is, not a great time, obviously, but the replay will be up for sure. So that'll make it easy. But if you do get there live, then this is that quilter's knot, right? Where you just do a bunch of little French knots and then you have like the knot like that, right? And then you just kind of bury that. So you just come in like, well, we'll just pull it. See if I can do it. I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna just try and pull that knot through to the back with a little tug. All right, there, it went in. Just do it twice. The French knot thing. Yes, the French knot in the back of the hole and tug. Okay, so we got that far, and I think we can just start right here. I'm just gonna go around this loop once, just to kind of lock it in place, and then I think we're in business again. A lot of the things I don't know what I'm doing with, like, where to tie the knot. I'm just, tying a knot somewhere, and people have tricks figured out for all this stuff, so it's always fun to learn a new trick. You'll be there for the webinar. You have a sticky note on your laptop. Nice, Isabel. That's awesome. That's all my reminders are hand done reminders too. I have so many notes on my desk right now, but it's actually helping. I'm getting through some things just by having all the little to-do lists going on. All right, we're back in business. So my thread's a little long. I tend to do a longer thread just because I hate doing threads often, but if you use a shorter thread, then you're not making your arm go so far away. So it's better for your muscles and for your arm to use shorter threads, and it doesn't tangle as much too, but I don't know. I always end up doing longer. Oh, it's a great time for you. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Helen. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. And then, you know, so, oh, that's what I was going to say. If you guys are live, or if you do come to the live one, I mean, like I said, it'll be on, you'll be able to watch it again after, whenever you want. Like, they're not going to make it go away. It'll always be on the website if you want to refer back. And they have a bunch of downloads and stuff too for like patterns and all that. So you'll want to download those, and you don't have to do that right away. It'll always be there. But if you're live, then you can type in questions, and I think they'll have like a little question and answer time, and then we can answer them. So that's a benefit of watching it live. You'll get the freebies whether you're live or not. So if you can't make it, then you should still be able to do it. Oh, they do. I know in some past ones they've done little giveaways if you're live though, so that would be a benefit. You might get one of the giveaway things if you're live. Do you know how hard it is to watch not using a thimble? Oh, I am so bad at a thimble. And you know what? It's not tough. Like, I'm not going through a ton of fabric, so a thimble would just totally get in my way. For quilting, you know, if I was hand quilting and going through the whole entire quilt and having to like rock back and forth, then I'd probably attempt the thimble situation again. But oh man, during the Splendid Sampler, I tried to get used to using a thimble just because, as an exercise of like, okay, can I figure out this whole thimble thing? Oh man, I got a little bit better, but it's still just really awkward for me. I do use it when it's completely necessary, like if I really need to push through a fabric or something. You don't need a thimble for binding, but you do for quilting. You've never been able to use a thimble, Linda? Yeah, for me it's just awkward because first of all, I don't know what finger to put it on, because I know people have put it on their third finger, but I feel like I'm holding the needle with my third finger. So if I have a thimble, like that metal thimble, like a vintage thimble on there, then I feel like I'm kind of fumbling around there with my hands, and I lose like pressure control. Like I feel like I'm moving the needle with that finger, kind of like this, and I lose that with the thimble there. So I've tried it on my fourth finger, and you know, then I can push through like that afterwards, but that's just, I'm just not used to that, and it doesn't fit very well. So I should try some of those leather dots, I think, like you're saying, Jenna, because that just kind of stick on. I have a leather thimble, and I actually use that when I'm stuffing stuffed animals, when I'm moving the stuffing around in stuffed animals. Sometimes that gets, when you've done that, when you do it for like 80 stuffed animals at once, it hurts a little bit. So then I wear a leather thimble for that. Your leather thumb. Oh, you have a one for your thumb that's leather. Oh, that's interesting. Dots work well. When you hand quilt, you just go up and down. You quilt on the big frame. Oh, see, that's cool. You used to be able to use thimble in a hoop. Yeah, so I've not done a lot of hand quilting. I would love to do more of that. I mean, I do a lot of tying, but that's not, I mean, I don't do the like rows of stitches where you go in and out. I haven't done that a lot with quilts. I've done it before, but just not a ton. I would love to do that because, you know, then you get that rocking motion, and I think it'd be a fun thing a fun skill to get better at. I think you were made to use a thimble in primary school at 7 years old. Now you can't sew with that one. Oh, Helen, oh, that's so interesting. Man, I'm gonna need lessons. One of these days we'll do a little I don't know, something that will hand quilt, and then you guys are gonna have to guide me through that. or I think we're a little over halfway on this edge. So we'll get to that other corner, I think, tonight. Feels good getting a little farther on this. See, I feel like without the Finish It Fridays, this would just be sitting around, and I would be thinking, ooh, one of these days I'm going to just get that out and work on it, and it's going to be soon. It'll be like this month sometime, and then it'll be 4 months or 6 months without me even realizing that a month has gone by. But like with that Finish It Friday where I just do that hour a month, man, it's really moving this project along, which is crazy to me. And then I always add on like a little bonus day because I want to keep working on it. Feels good when you make progress on it. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're doing some hand quilting on the I Love Home quilt. That one that'd be kind of fun to do some hand quilting on. I was gonna, the I Love Home quilt, I haven't quilted mine yet. I was kind of hoping that I would get, competent at some level at the free motion quilting before going back to that, and then maybe doing some more decorative free motion quilting on that one, but we'll see. We'll see how the chevron quilt goes for free motion quilting. Oh, that's what we were talking about before. So I have not figured out the feed dogs. There is a button. You flip down this button, and that's supposed to lower the feed dogs, and it wasn't doing it. So I opened up the bottom, and I could see what was happening when I flip it down. A piston releases, like it goes back. So in theory, the thing shouldn't move anymore because the piston isn't there, but it's like stuck together. I don't know. So like, when the piston's gone, then this thing should keep moving and this should stay, meaning the feed dogs should stay and not move anymore. But the piston, I don't know. I don't think it went all the way in, and I think it was actually more like the two things were stuck together and the piston didn't have anything to do with it. So, and it looks like there might have even been a repair at some point. So I think it's a bigger deal. I think it's have to bring it into the dude and try and my sewing machine guy and see if he can fix it. I tried pushing on it really hard and trying to yank it or force it and unscrew things and whatever, and it wasn't working. I could tell how it should be working pretty much from that piston, but it just wasn't. It's been oiled. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Like, by all means, it looks like it should be doing it, but it's just not. And actually, I tried even unscrewing, like, oh, let's see if I can take the feed dogs out, because maybe I'll just have to take the feed dogs out when I free motion quilt, and that was being difficult too, so I don't know if I'll do that either. So I might bring it in again. I might see if he can lower the feed dogs. Maybe, man, that means another week without stuff, but we'll see. We might have to sneak in an embroidery project or something. I'll let you guys know, but we'll see what he says. Otherwise, I might have to get one of those plastic things. What is that called? That slippery plastic thing that you put on top of your feed dogs when you free motion quilt. I might have to just bite the bullet and get one of those big like slick sticker things to put on it. The super slider, that's it, Robin. I might just have to get a super slider, which maybe I'll just do anyway. Oops, stabbed myself. Yeah. And what that super slider is, it's just like a big kind of sticker, and it goes on top of the feed dogs, so the feed dogs don't get in the way. So the problem is that the feed dogs, not only do they not go down, but they're still going to be going up and down as we sew, so I am going to need some way to block it. So, I don't know. I learn more about that machine every time I open it up. Every time I try something on it. So, feed dogs are the newest situation. And I knew they kind of weren't working because in my head I was like, oh, all I have to do is flip this switch down and then it's supposed to do it. There's nothing on the dials or anything. It's a switch that's kind of underneath. And I knew it wasn't working, and I thought, oh, maybe I'm just not doing it right. I'm missing a step of this. But then I got the Supreme slider. It's the Supreme slider. Okay. Oh, it doesn't cover the feed dogs? I thought it doesn't go in the feed dogs. They'll damage it. Oh, really? Okay, so I am going to have to figure out how to get the feed dogs out. Boo. Patricia, I think it's one item that you just kind of stick down and it helps the quilt slide. All right. Well, I think I'm going to need a much shorter screwdriver. I think the machine came with one. It came with like a really small screwdriver and then a semi-small screwdriver. I need to find the super small one. Yeah, no kidding. I know, right, Gretchen? I don't know. He was doing the one thing it came in for and wasn't checking the rest of it out. So whatever. That's how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to have to take the feed dogs out still, which means I need that tiny screwdriver because I wasn't able to do that with the screwdriver I had. Ugh, always something. You're going to go over preparing the backing for our charming chevrons. This is my first quilt. I'm not sure how to do it. Oh, Jane, yes. So I'll show you guys how to put the backing on. So yes, so what I'm doing right now, so all those like weird chevrons and the weird things that I'm making out of all the scraps, I'm going to put that on the back of my quilt. So at minimum, all you need for the back of the quilt is a big enough piece of fabric that will cover the front, and then you want to add like, you know, probably 6 inches at least all the way around. Because you want the back a little bit bigger than the front and the batting usually, because it can move and stretch a little bit when you sandwich it together, or at least like 4 inches all the way around. So I'll go over that. You could just use like a solid piece of fabric or a couple pieces of fabric sewn together for that. I'm making all those weird chevrons out of my scraps, and then I'll fill in the rest with other fabric. But I will definitely show you guys how to sandwich it together. I'll do that here. Oh, let me read that quick. Your machine, maybe the ones that use the plastic cover for the feed dogs. I don't know if there's any plastic cover for it at all. Oops, sorry guys, I'm making the machine move. What do they do to quilt on the featherweight? I missed, I think I missed a little bit of what you guys are saying. Do they just take the feet out, right? I'm not sure what else I would do with it. Take the feet out and yeah, maybe I'll get one of those Supreme slider. No problem, Jane. And you know, I know it's taken me a long time to get to the back. It's taken me a long time to finish the front of the Charming Chevrons quilt. It's, you know, it took me actually a long time to get into quilting. Like my mom was doing quilting for a while and I liked it, but it was hard for me because quilts are such a big project and I wasn't very good at breaking it down into smaller bits. Like I feel like I'm a little bit better at that now, or I'm okay with letting things to be a little unfinished for a period of time more than I used to be. So I much better liked the projects that you could do like in an afternoon, right? And a quilt is really difficult to do that with. So patience is something I've had to learn with quilting for sure. But I'll definitely be still doing the whole process of the Charming Chevrons quilt here. So I'll show you how I based it together and all that too. How to get the batting in, all of it. It'll just take the time it takes. So I gotta we'll finish the back first. I want to use up all these scraps still, and we'll see what happens there. So you're saying put like painter's tape over the feed dogs or business card. I tried the painter's tape. I did that last. What were we doing? Oh, we were testing. We were doing that free motion quilting on that fabric that we made out of all the scraps. That time I put painter's tape over, but I like the idea of a business card where you just cut a hole in it. Okay, yes, Linda, Splendid Sampler 2. Did you guys see my post or a post over at Pat Sloan's Facebook group? They are doing a Splendid Sampler 2 with all new designers, all new blocks, so 100 new blocks by like 89 or so designers, a whole new set of designers, different than before. And so it's a whole another thing. And Linda, I was thinking about that today. I might do it. I might, at first I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do all of the blocks like more all over again. But I learned so much last time, and I don't know. I'm considering it. I'm considering it. I'm at minimum. I'm hoping I'll pop in for a few blocks, but I'm considering it. I'm gonna look in the book. I'm gonna put a pre-order in. I have to contact the writers and everything again and see if it's okay for me to do that, and if it's okay to you have to ask permission, You can't just do someone's patterns live without asking them, especially if they're doing videos or something. So I'll find out more. I'll do some digging, and then I would like to do a few for sure, if not all of it. When we did the Splendid Sampler 1, I've learned a ton since then. So I think going into Splendid Sampler 2, I think I have like enough legit skills to get by or to know what's going on now. So I don't know, if someone doesn't know how to do something for it, I think I'd be more helpful this time around than last time. So Jenna, I don't know anything. I heard about it when you guys when they posted about it, that there was a new book and everything. So I don't know anything about it. I'm assuming maybe it's a free quilt. I'm assuming maybe it's the same thing. I'm not sure at all though. So I will do some asking around this week. My guess is they'll do some sort of stitch along. Maybe it will be just right from the book, so maybe it will be like you got to get the book first. I don't know though. I have zero idea. But I'll probably pre-order the book this week too, and I'll do some digging. How about that? We'll find out some more, and yeah. And did you notice there's a kitty? They put a kitty one right on the cover. If you guys saw the cover of it. Because wasn't that weird? We were talking about doing a kitty block for it, just because no one did a kitty block. A group full of quilters and no one did a kitty, right? I thought that was kind of funny. So there was one right on the cover of this new one, which I thought was pretty cute. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Yeah, I'm just thinking, man, maybe I just won't needle needle turn applique one as much. Oh, you pre-ordered the book, but it's not available until September. So, okay, so, yeah, so maybe they won't be doing anything till September. I don't know. I will, I'll find out more. Because, yeah, I think I know a little bit more than last time. Oh, nope, I don't have a block in the new book. It's all new designers except for the writers of it. So Jane Davidson and Pat Sloan, they were the people that put together the last one. They're putting together this one too. So they've just ooh, I have a knot here. They have they got like 89 new designers or something for it. So I'm guessing it's a whole new group of designers would be my guess. But like I said, I know the same as you guys right now. I will I'll dig into it though. All right, so I'm at that little mini pocket that we made. So hopefully, I mean, I'm just kind of stitching into the top of the pocket or whatever I can grab here. I think I'm actually going through the quilt a little bit, which is good. And we're approaching that corner too, and I think I'll have enough thread to make it around the corner. Oh, it said, you heard October, and you're saying it said sometime in fall. All right. Well, good. I think we'll be able to finish the charming chevrons by then, and do a couple more little projects before that happens. Then the Splendid Sampler too. I still want to do that book cover project with the zipper from my book. There's some stuff going on with the book, and we're just trying to figure out some things with that yet. But I'll let you guys know when that happens too. And I want to show you the new kits, my new embroidery kits that are going to be at Joann's really soon here. So I'll share that with you guys soon too in the next couple weeks. But I'm excited to share those. Oh, you haven't started number one. Well, Gretchen, now you'll be able to just do the ones you want from either, and then put them in, you know, just the ones that you want in a quilt, really. Oh, you're looking forward to the book cover? Oh, awesome, Irene. Yeah, I'm kind of stoked for that. I think what I might do for that. So in the book, it has like a little kitty on the cover made out of felt. So that's an option for the book cover. But I might do one of my new embroideries on the quilt instead. So we might have a little stitch along of a new embroidery and turn that into the book cover as an option. So I'm kind of excited about that. So I'm getting that all put together. So after the Sulky webinar, I'll be working on that some more. You joined after the Splendid Sampler. You haven't done one either. That's perfectly fine. All right, so here we are at a corner again. I'm not quite there yet. I'll do a few more stitches, but I wanted to show you guys the whole pig nose thing that we were talking about. Yeah, I'm going to have just enough thread to go around the corner here. All right, so I'm just going to put my needle this side here for a sec. But yeah, so when we approach the corner here, you want to really stuff that corner so that the corner of the all the batting and everything, so that's like right up in the corner. And I'm wrapping it around. So we have a nice mitered point on this side. And I'm just flattening it out, and then I'm going to do like just like a 45-degree angle, or like, you know, we're just pressing it, kind of like how we did the binding when we sewed it on the other way, when we're going up and then we're going straight down again with it. And they should kind of meet. The point should meet at the other thing, and you might need to fidget around a little bit. I'm not making it as tight here, so you can like kind of get the corner nice. So here's the pig nose thing that happens though. If you go the other way and then tuck it down there. So here's like the pig nose where we have this hole here is that fold is going the same direction as this fold. So you kind of get like a little pig nose there. It kind of looks like it kind of flattens out a little bit. So we need to go the other direction. So that's this way. I'm going to hold it this way to do it. I want to get that point nice, so I'm just kind of holding right at that point. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Oof. There we go. There, so now it has that folds going in the other direction as this one, and if you get it right up in there and then fold it over, then you should end up in this nice kind of 45-degree angle, and your fabric that you just came from should be kind of meeting up. So I'm really holding it there. I don't want this to move because it's like just in the right spot right now. So I'm going to do my last couple of stitches. And last night, yesterday when I was working on this, I actually put a wonder clip there because I had to switch thread all of a sudden. Or no, I know what happened. I lost the needle fell off of the thread, and I'm like, oh crap, how am I going to thread the needle while I hold this? So I did it with the wonder clip. I hadn't heard of the pig nose either. Until we were talking about it on Friday, and it took me a while to figure it out. I'm like, oh, that's what they're talking about, the pig nose. Diane, for the Sulky webinar, we'll go over what you need for the project in the webinar. So the webinar, we'll be talking about craft text, and then I'll be going through the process, like every step. I'll still be going through every step, but it's not going to be in like real time. I took photos of it, and I'm going to just be talking about every single step of the project. So you'll get that. You'll get the webinar. You'll get a PDF of the instructions. You'll get a PDF of the webinar too, I believe. You'll get freebies. You'll get the list of the supplies you need. So you don't actually need anything for the project tomorrow. You just need to tune in, and we'll go through everything in there. And if I've missed anything, if you're confused, then if you're there, you can ask questions. And I'm going to be doing my live stream here at 8:30, like how I normally do every night here. I'll be doing that tomorrow too. So if you have any lingering questions from the Sulky project, I'll for sure answer anything you guys want to know tomorrow evening as well. So I kind of jumped over it, but I did loop in that same spot at that corner twice just to kind of lock it into place, and now I'm rotating the whole piece to start the next part. But yeah, so I hadn't heard that pig nose thing before, but when I really started paying attention to it yesterday, my points did look a lot better. So I'm sure I had a ton of pig-nosed mitered bindings too. But yeah, they're looking pretty slick though now. It definitely, they're coming to a point much nicer. Oh, Kathy, you're nice. But yeah, so then I just rotated, and we're gonna just start up where we left off. So some people stitch the miters down, like some people tack down these little folds, but I never do that. I kind of like that they're just hovering open, kind of like that. But I have heard people who like to tack those down as well, just to make sure that they stay all nice. This is our third corner. There's only one corner left. So I think we'll finish this thread, and then I want to just get one started, because if I want to end while we're still in process, or like, you know, I want to end where I don't have to start something new, because that's a tough barrier for me to get over to keep working on a project. So what I mean by that is I want to, I don't want to just end it when I end this piece of floss, this thread. I want to start up another piece of thread, so so it's like it's in queue already, right? So I just have to pick it up, and it's like, oh, I don't have to thread anything, I don't have to do anything, all I have to do is start stitching. Oh, the Amish don't tack theirs down. So we'll at least get through that tonight. Like if I have to, oh, I lost my thread. If I have to, like, oh, I want to work on the Hedgehog project, but if I have to thread the thread and get new thread out and all that and tie a knot and whatever, that's almost enough for me to not work on it. So I want to make sure that it's in progress already. It's being judged. You're supposed to stitch the mitered corners down and no pig noses. Yeah. That's when, when you're, yes. So what I'm doing here, if you're entering a quilt into a judged show, and a judged show specifically where they're really making sure that you do everything, all your stitches are the exact same length and they're all perfect and there's no puckers and your miters are all down, that's a different story. If we're doing a quilt for that, we'll be doing a whole pile of things different than what I am right now. Like, for sure, my thread would be matching, for one. I would stitch on those miters. You know, I have some puckers and the thread, the tension on the thread isn't perfect through here either. Oh man, I keep stabbing myself. So there's probably blood all over it. Yeah, this would not pass any quilt shows for sure. Oh, Diane, I'm sorry that it's not working for you tonight. Oh, I don't have the dowel yet. I'll have to, we might have a dowel downstairs. I'll have to look around. Some people thread several needles so they don't have to stop rethreading. Oh, see, Lucy, I love that. Any barrier that gets in the way of working is, you know, one tick away at the willpower, right? So, yeah, that's why a lot of people have, you know, bobbins. Because, like, if I knew that I had to wind a bobbin before I could sew, then I wouldn't be sewing. You know what I mean? But it's so stupid, right? Like, oh, all it is winding a bobbin. Like, how long is that going to take? It doesn't matter. That's enough for me. That's enough of a hassle for me to, like, have moved on to something else, you know? So you gotta trick yourself with these little things, like having it in progress already. You know, I know I've said this before, but I read somewhere that that's what yeah, I need a thimble right here so I don't stab myself. But that's what some writers do, like, so they can write every day. Sometimes they'll stop for the day in the middle of a sentence so that the next day they can just get up and that sentence is started and they can just finish the sentence. They don't have to, like, think of something fresh. They can just, you know, it's an act of getting the body doing it. Because once the body's doing it, like, once you're, like, 5 minutes into it or something, then the motivation to work on it will be there. But up until that point, you needed all the tricks you can have. Used to thread an entire package every week for your grandmother. Oh, Jenna, that's sweet. Yeah, every day all I'm doing is thinking of tricks to, like, get myself to do things. Tricks for drinking enough water, tricks for exercising, tricks for reading my book. making time to read my book, and man, tricks for everything. Maybe that's not the right way to live life. I think that could maybe be exhausting. Like tricks on, you know, how to put the dishes in the dishwasher and stuff. I don't know. It's too much sometimes, right? All right, so my thread's done. So I'm just going to go around this little loop again. I had just enough to make it past the little pocket here. And look how pretty it is. I love all these little puckery stitches on the back from hand stitching it. I think that's cute. Yeah, the games we play with ourselves. All right, and now I'm going to try and we'll go up here and tie a little knot. Oh, I missed what you guys are talking about. I looked down for a second and I missed out. I had to mention dishes, yeah. I think it exhausts my husband. I have a right way for doing everything to like minimize effort and I don't know, in my own brain, I guess. All right, let's get that second piece started. This is some Gutterman 50 weight, I think it said on there. This is what I got. I think I got it from Joann's. What I got for the Splendid Sampler to do all the quilting and everything with. Oh gosh, which I'm not done. I have to do the border yet. That's gotta be our next Finish It Friday. I gotta get some of that Splendid Sampler shenanigans done. I just gotta do the border. I'm basically just doing this, what I did here, just sewing some strips on the border and then it'll be done. I just did the most basic quilting on that as possible. Yeah, there's only one way to load the dishwasher. Nice, Lucy. Well, for one, you don't put knives sticking straight up. And I have to put the plates in a certain place because if you put bowls where the plates should go, then it blocks the soap. The soap will fall and they'll be blocked by the bowls. So you got to put plates there. It's a whole thing. And how to fold a towel? Yeah, because then it fits in the closet just right and it unfolds easier, or it becomes the hand towel easier if you fold it, pre-fold it just right. Exactly. All these things to make life more efficient or something, I guess. Who knows? I don't know. I feel like it all helps, all those little tricks, but then sometimes it's like exhausting maybe, I don't know. But I don't think so. I think it's just efficiencies. I do all that efficiency stuff so I can be thinking about other things, and so it does move fast, and so I don't have to look around for things everywhere. I don't know. I know. A little bit of the OCD showing. All right, we're started here again. That makes me happy. So this is about where we started, but on the last row, about this far in. So it's almost been an hour. So it took us about an hour to do like basically one side. Oh, fun, Carrie. Oh man, that sounds fun. I've never been before, and I think that'd be kind of neat. Nice little road trip. I have to use up some more fabric first, so I'm not so guilty buying more fabric. How about that? Yeah, when the sewing needle in the back end stabs your thumb. Oh yeah. I've been stabbing. The worst is when you stab yourself underneath a fingernail. That's not fun. I've done that before. Yes, Jenna, exactly. Used to do laundry, but I had to refill the towels when he wasn't looking. Oh, Valerie, that's funny. Yep, I just sometimes I have to acknowledge, okay, things still got cleaned. Even if it wasn't done that way, or, you know, they'll just be a little less folded this time around. I'll have to do them again in a week anyway. All right, I'm gonna get past this little seam here, and then I think we'll call it an evening. Ew, you've sewn your skin. Yeah, I've done that before too, Gretchen. Oops, a little too short here. There we go. My thread is too long again, but I like it that way. Yay! I'm glad I got to work on this a little bit more with you guys tonight. I was just wasn't feeling getting the sewing machine out again, and I just, you know, this is one of my favorite parts. I know a lot of people don't like binding, but hand binding like this, but this is one of my favorite parts of the quilt because I know I'm so close to it being done, and it just makes everything look so finished. And I love just the hand stitching. I love just chilling and making each little stitch. So I was wanting to do this again tonight. So thanks for letting me work on this with you guys again. And I think I will probably end it right there. I'm going to even put a stitch in progress like that just to hold my thread there. And I will flip the camera, or I'll make the camera go up high so you can see this. Yeah, oh gosh, so here I'll show you guys. Yes, it's the Zen. All right, here we are up high again. So we did this entire side today. It's all a little wonky, this guy, but that's okay. So this is the corner that we mitered tonight. And all we have left is from here to here. So just that one last corner, and that's it. That's awesome. So I do think on the back here, so on the back we have those pockets, right, to hang the dowel from. I might need to sew on a couple other little, like a little envelope-y thing, so there's some support in the middle, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know how heavy this is. I don't quite know how it's gonna hang, but we'll have to test that out. But yay! So I'll just, I don't know, we might have to wait for another Finish It Friday to do this corner, or maybe I'll finish it on a weekend sometime, just because I can't wait anymore because it's almost done. We'll see, but you'll know when it's really done because it'll be hanging up behind me during my scope. So I'm going to flip you guys around. Hello again. So yeah, so it will, I'm hoping it goes right back here. So once it's back there, then you'll know it's done for sure. So, all right, guys, thanks again for joining me tonight. I will get this up on YouTube if you want to watch the replay there at Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube, and I hope you follow me there, subscribe there. And also, I hope you join me tomorrow for the Sulky webinar. We'll be making this feller. In the webinar, I'll be showing you the process. It will be photos, and I'll walk you through the entire process of this. This is the actual one that I made for that one, for the webinar. So that's tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. And I'll be here tomorrow night as well. We'll get the sewing machine back out, and we'll work on some more crazy blocks for the Charming Chevrons quilt. This is the one that we made on Thursday. Just kind of improv pieced it. It's a little wonky. One side's smaller than the other, but it's all this fun patchwork. I think we'll make another one of those out of scraps. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday night. So awesome, guys. I will see you tomorrow then. And thanks again for joining me tonight. Have a great evening.